What's good, y'all? Your boy NeedForSheed coming back with another NFL recap. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm glad I was able to come back last week. And now let's go ahead and get it started. Now, you understand, I already did week 10 and week 9 last week. So this week is going to be the week 10 recap and the week 11 predictions. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Week 10 had the Panthers and the Falcons. Panthers got that one. Shout out to Foreman and Hubbard. They're doing what they got to do. Baker Mayfield's back in the starting lineup. Don't know how that's gonna fare out because trash. I hope DJ Moore either gets up out of there. I know he signed that extension, but he need to get up out of there. They got a defense they building on. The Falcons. I mean, the Falcons is the Falcons right now. Don't know what too much to do. They traded Calvin Ridley. With them trading Calvin Ridley, you can tell that they expect Drake London to be the number one receiver with Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson signing that contract. What they're going to do with quarterback, who knows? What they're going to do with their defense, who knows? But at the end of the day, they did what they had to do. So shout out to the Panthers for getting that win. Bucks and Seahawks. I think I picked the Seahawks last week. The Bucks got that one. They actually ran the ball. Duh. If you run the ball, you can play action with Tom Brady instead of making him throw 45, 50 times a game. Try to run the ball, play action, and maybe your receivers could get open and catch a couple of balls. Their defense still legit. They can still rush the passer. So I don't know what to do. Gino's kind of leveling back out, kind of coming back down to earth. He did a great job of trying to bring them back last week, but the game was already out of hand. It wasn't no close. Now DK was doing his thing over there. He was over there playing bully ball with those DBs for sure. They couldn't run the ball worth nothing though. Kenneth Walker, he was getting stopped. They was stuffing that for sure. No pun intended. But shout out to the Bucks for getting that win. Let's see what's gonna happen next week. Vikings Bills. Right now, probably game of the year, if not top two, top three. A lot of problems that happened at the end of the game, a lot of twists and turns. Buffalo had this game won, and I'm talking about won really bad. There was no way Kirk Cousins was supposed to come back and win this game, but they found a way to do it, even on the last possession. Going down, getting to the 1 yard line, Buffalo stuffs it. All Josh Allen has to do is get the ball and go forward just an inch, just a couple yards, and he fumbled the snap. And Minnesota covers the ball. And now, with what was it, 40 seconds? What turned into an easy win for the Buffalo Bills turned out to be all hell breaking loose because Minnesota has recovered. Now they're up. Now, to Buffalo's credit, they got in field goal range pretty quick. Josh Allen was moving the ball down the field with his legs more so than his arm. And they got into overtime. We're getting into overtime. Minnesota kicked the field goal, I believe, and they went up. And then it was Josh Allen's turn. Josh Allen was moving the ball, moving the ball, moving the ball, moving the ball. But he did what he has done in some of his games through a costly turnover. At the end of the game, you're on the 20-yard line. You can go in, and yet you throw an interception to Pat Pete. Shout out to LSU. And you throw an interception to him. So at that point in time, I don't know what else you could do. But Minnesota, they took that win. They went in there and took it. And Jettas, another LSU, he that guy. He that guy. He that guy. I don't want to. He is that guy. Shout out to Dalvin Cook as well, because that boy was running that ball like that. Buffalo, y'all need to get to the drawing board and see what's going up. Or y'all gonna be like Buffalo back in the 90s. 4 straight Super Bowls, no wins. Do you want to repeat that? I don't think so. All right. Detroit and Chicago. Chicago had this game won the whole game, and then they blew it at the end. I don't know. Young team just broke down at the end. Justin Fields is improving every week. They was up on Detroit. They shouldn't have lost this game, but give Detroit credit. They offense stayed in the game. Their defense did what they had to do. Jared Goff is game manager and holding the game together as much as he can. Shout out to Detroit for getting the win, coming back. Broncos and Titans. I picked the Titans. I knew Broncos. Yeah, Russ, let's ride. He need to ride his ass about to Denver. That's what he need to do, because what he doing right now ain't working, because he playing terrible. You would think he was a backup getting the start because the starter got hurt. That's how he playing right now. It is terrible out there. Then you lose Jerry Jeudy on the first series. You lose Jerry Jeudy probably for the rest of the year with that ankle injury. It's just bad. The Titans gonna do what the Titans do. They're gonna run the ball, play action with Ryan Tannehill, make some throws, do what they got to do. New Titans get a win. Jaguars, Chiefs, yeah. Patrick Mahomes, MVP leading right now. Uh, it just is what it is at this point. He's the MVP, throwing the ball up and down the field. He got Kadarius Tony. He making him look like all pro, and the Giants couldn't get nothing out of him. But he's going to be implemented into the system. They're going to use a trio of running backs to run the ball. Defense is playing solid right now. The Jaguars are Jaguars. They're sneaky to a lot of teams, but to the really good teams, they can't really compete right now. Getting Calvin really next year is going to really help Trevor Lawrence because he's going to be a bona fide number one receiver. And with Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, ETN, Christian Kirk, that offense would be nice. So Jaguars still a couple years away, but shout out to the Chiefs. Browns, Dolphins. Dolphins ran the Browns out the building. It wasn't even close. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, it was just nasty. And I love Nick Chubb and Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams, Grant Delp. I love all of them over there in Cleveland. But boy, y'all need Deshaun and y'all need them bad to keep in these games because right now y'all got torched. They was running the ball up and down the field, throwing the ball up and down the field. It was just a masterpiece of you getting your butt whooped. Texans Giants didn't really care. This game shouldn't even been played on TV, but the Giants are really good this year in close games. Their defense is solid. Daniel Jones is not turning the ball over as much, and Saquon is finally healthy the whole season, so they're benefiting from that. So I got the Giants. I knew they was kind of winning. The Texans is just the Texans. I don't know what to expect. They'll stay close for most of the game, but at the same time, and their running back period, he's nice. He's nice. Brandon Cooks is always nice. But at the end of the day, it's the Texans. What you expect? Saints Steelers did not expect that. I did pick the Saints. The Steelers winning, got that home victory. Andy Dalton's in the dog. What you expect? But then Michael Thomas hurt. Everybody's injured. Offensive line, defense. The Saints are riddled with injuries right now. The Steelers, they still trying to find themselves. They're going to see what type of receivers they have, what they're going to draft next year, which need to be some offensive linemen, retool that offensive line, you get a couple more pass catches in there, and sure up that linebacker position. I think still be good to go next year. Colts, Raiders just face planted. I don't know the expectations. They knew that they was expected to be a good team this year, and that's not it. It was terrible. They had the game won, and it still was terrible. Shout out to Jeff Saturday getting that first win, putting I couldn't say Matt Saturday, my bad, putting Matt Ryan back in there and let him run. And Jonathan Taylor actually looked like Jonathan Taylor this year, running the ball, ankle injury and all. He was moving that ball. Shot Derek Carr, hey, you need to go look in the mirror and rethink a lot of things. They gave you the extension, but that don't mean they won't trade you. Trust and believe that. But it is what it is. Shout out to the coach. Cowboys, Packers. The Cowboys lost. Ooh, I picked the Cowboys to win. I did because I did not expect Aaron Rodgers to do what he did. But like I see now, he just loved playing the Cowboys and he loved upsetting the Cowboys so much that every time he played them, he played the best game of his life. And I'm so happy that he did that because now the Cowboy fans are miserable because Christian Watson was that guy that day. Aaron Rodgers was that guy that day. And they beat him by a field goal. Shout out to the Packers. Cowboys, y'all gonna be all right. Y'all defense is good except for your run defense. Run defense is trash. And your offense need to get it together, but y'all schedule is favorable. So that's the only reason you guys are okay. But shout out to the Packers getting the win. Cardinals, Rams, it was a battle of the backups. Both backup quarterbacks for both teams was in. I didn't pay attention to that. I didn't know that at first. I knew Stafford was going to probably be out with a concussion. But I didn't know Kyler Murray was out too. Come did what he had to do. He was the better backup quarterback that day. And they got the win. He is with that. The Rams not making the playoffs. Super Bowl hangover is real. I get ready for the all season and get ready for next year because y'all ain't got Cooper Cup, so you really ain't got nothing. Not one thing. Y'all ain't got a drop of hope. So go ahead and retool and get ready for next year. 49ers Chargers. I'm a Chargers fan. I was picking with my head, and we almost won this game. We should have won this game. Couple penalties here, couple penalties there, a couple missed assignments, and the 49ers ran the ball just enough to get it done. Uh, Injuries, man. If we have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, this goes a long different way. But even with the receivers we had in Austin Eckler, we were still able to stay in this game because Justin Herbert is really that dude. He's one of those dudes. I wish we would have got the win, but stuff happens. So shout out to the 49ers. And last but not least, the Commanders and the Eagles. The Eagles have showed a little flawness, a little last week against Houston. Houston was able to run the ball and get pressure on Jalen Hurts, and it just so happened Houston just doesn't have enough talent to keep up with them. Even though the Commanders' record doesn't reflect it, they have some talent on that team, especially a receiver with McLaurin, Curtis Samuel. You got Gibson in the backfield, Robson. Tyler Heineke, he doesn't commit as many turnovers as you need, like Carson Wentz would. The defense held together, and they was able to get after Philly, and Philly abandoned the run way too early, like 4 or 5 rushes. So I don't know what they was doing, but it's better Philly lose now instead of trying to think about, oh, we can go undefeated, oh, we can make it to the playoffs. It's better lose now. Let's see if you can rebound from this and get ready to go. So shout out to the Commanders for getting the win, and the Eagles, I believe they'll bounce back. So that's the Week 10 recap. Let's go into Week 11 predictions. Titans and Packers tomorrow is at home. If the Packers defense could hold just enough to stop Derrick Henry, the Packers could win this game. Um, I'm gonna go with the Packers because I think Aaron Rodgers will make enough plays throwing the ball to win this game. Even though the Titans' front seven is good enough, that back end is not that great right now with injuries. I'm gonna take the Packers, but don't be surprised if Derrick Henry run for 200 yards on Green Bay. Bears Falcons, ugly game. Atlanta's at home. I'm gonna take the Bears. I think Justin Fields would do enough to win. So I would take the Bears to win this one. The Falcons doing what they have to do, but at the end of the day, it's really just a pick 'em game because both teams are terrible. Both teams going to be picking early next year, so we're going to see who gets who. But I like the progression of Justin Fields, so I'm going to take the Bears. Browns and Bills, I'm going to take Buffalo. They're going to bounce back. The Browns are so up and down, and without Deshaun, they can't consistently put up points. Now, Nick Chubb can run the ball, and Kareem Hunt can run the ball, so they're going to try to do ball control. And their defense can still get out to people, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna take the Bills. Josh Allen learns from his mistakes, hopefully. Diggs and Denzel Ward is gonna be a matchup that I love to see, and greedy on Gabe Davis and see how that works out. But I got Buffalo winning. I don't think, and they're at home too. I don't think Cleveland gonna be able to do what they got to do. Now the Eagles and the Colts, I got Philly winning. I got Philly winning. The Colts doing what they have to do, but at the end of the day, I don't know if they will be able to stop the offense of Philly, because I believe Philly is going to get back to what they normally do, which is run the ball. Now, without Jordan Davis, Philly's run defense is really, really suspect. You can run the ball on it, and then they play in a team that can run the ball, and Jonathan Taylor, and I forgot the backup name. So they might be able to control the clock a little bit, but the Stephon Gilmore, AJ Brown matchup. So I can expect a Devontae Smith sighting, but Goddard is out, so that's take away one of your weapons. So it's gonna be closer than what people think, but I got Philly winning. Let's next. Jets Patriots, tough game. Tough game. The Patriots are gonna try to control this game by running the football. They're gonna try to control the clock because the strong suit of the Jets is the defense. That's the strong suit. But if you run the ball, you're gonna tire them out, tire them out, tire them out, and now the offense has to score the ball. Matthew Judon's having a great year on defense, and the secondary for the Patriots is really solid enough to cause problems. So this is a pick 'em game, but I'm going to go New England because it's in Foxborough. But I will not be surprised if the Jets win this game. Ram Saints. Ooh, battle of the terrible. Both of them high expectations and low attraction because neither one of these teams has done what they're supposed to do this year. Super Bowl hangover is real, and LA is not looking good. Both of them need to go to the drawing board. If Matthew Stafford is playing, I would give the Rams an edge, but without Cooper Cup, I don't know what type of offense they'll be able to what type of offense can they produce without Cooper Cup because they are so dependent on him. Allen Robinson now moves into the number one spot, and him and Matthew Stafford just ain't been on one accord this year. Plus, the running game is not where it needs to be. So I would say it is what it is, but I got it's in New Orleans. I got New Orleans winning. I got New Orleans winning. I'm just gonna say that. Lions and Giants. Now, I'm gonna pick the Giants, but I would not be surprised if the Lions win this game because the Lions are sneaky when it comes to offense. They can put up points. They can really put up points. So that is something that am looking forward to. But I get the Giants winning because the Giants gonna be able to control the ball because scoring defense wise, the Lions are one of the worst, and I believe they'll be able to control the clock with excuse me, Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones will make enough plays throwing the ball to where they can keep the defense on the field and be able to score enough points. And then the Giants defense will do enough to stop the Lions. It's going to be a tougher game than what most people believe. But at the end of the day, I got the Giants winning. Panthers, Ravens, Ravens. Yeah, I don't. I've seen stranger things happen. I thought Tampa Bay was going to kill Carolina, and Carolina came out there and killed Tampa Bay. So I thought Buffalo was going to walk over the Jets, and the Jets came and beat them. So I have been wrong before. I don't think I'm gonna be wrong on this one though. I do not see Baker Mayfield beating Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Now Baltimore has squandered a lot of leads this year, but when it comes to lesser tier teams, they kind of keep their foot on their neck. So yeah, I got Baltimore winning. I got Lamar and them running the ball enough, and their defense is gonna get after Baker. And yeah, I don't. I got I got Baltimore. All right, we got the Commanders and the Texans. Ugly game, but I got the Commanders winning. I think they catch a little stride right now. I think offensively, Houston just can't do enough, even though Pierce is a good running back right now. He's doing what he has to do, but I really don't believe defensively they'll be able to stop the Commanders enough. Terry McLaurin, even though Derek Stingley is having a solid year, I don't think they'll be able to stop Curtis Samuel, McLaurin, Gibson, the whole thing, and then their defense is going to stand up enough. So I got the Commanders win. Raiders Broncos, bout of like I said before, high expectations, low results. I honestly don't know. This is a pick'em game. This is a toss-em game. It's in Denver, so Denver's getting the three just because they're at home. But honestly, I could see either one of these teams winning because neither one is playing really well right now. I say the Broncos win because the Broncos has a better defense, but Russ and Derek Carr is like flipping a coin. Or right now, which one you want to get hidden? You want to get hidden in the left eye or hidden in the right eye? Either way, you got hidden eye. That's with them. It don't matter. They both suck right now. I don't. I just don't know. I'm gonna go with Russ. Yeah. Cowboys, Vikings. They got Dallas as a 1.5 point favorite in Minnesota because their defense is real, but their run defense is not that good. And Dalvin Cook and Madison will be able to run that ball, and then they'll be able to play action. And it's going to be the battle of let's see if Trayvon Diggs can guard Justin Jefferson. Let's see how that goes. And then you'll see if Patrick Peterson can guard CD Lamb. Let's see what happens. I got the Vikings winning because I feel like the Vikings will be able to run the ball and control the clock with Dalvin Cook and Madison. And then play action with Kirk Cousins. You got Jettas, Osborne, and Adam Thielen. And now you got TJ Hawkinson if he's out of concussion protocol. I think he had a concussion last game if he's out of concussion protocol. So I got that. So I would say I got the Vikings. Five chains. Mr. Five Chains. Five chains. Five chains. I got him winning. All right. Bengals, Steelers, I got the Bengals. Um, the Steelers, that was a really good game against Cincinnati, but this week you're not playing a backup quarterback, and the receivers, like Michael Thomas, is hurt. Jarvis Landry been in and out. Chris Olave has a solid rookie season, but this ain't Tyler Boyd, this ain't T. Higgins. These boys can really play like that. And then I like Cincinnati's defense a little bit more to stop Pickett because they're kind of familiar with them, even though they beat Cincinnati earlier this year. This is a different Cincinnati team. Now, Chase was winning. I would definitively I was like, it would be the Bengals, but I'm still going to lean towards the Bengals winning this one. Chiefs Chargers. Return to the scene of the crime. We lost that Thursday night football game to the Chiefs. We should have won. We're so banged up right now. I'm talking about it's really hard. It's banged up central. Hopefully we get Keenan Allen back this week. Maybe we get some stability. Bosa will come back soon, but it's just so tough. I'm gonna pick the Chargers because I'm a Chargers fan, but I'm not very high on this. I think Mahomes and them is gonna really come in and try to set the tone with us. I'm gonna pick the Chargers because we're at home and I'm a homer. But San Diego, yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm not high on it. I'll say that. And last but not least, Monday Night Football. We got 49ers and Cardinals. I got the 49ers, especially if Kyler Murray don't play. I really got the 49ers, but I got the 49ers even if you do play. 49ers defense is going to be able to do some things against that offense. Now, Arizona's defense has been playing well this year, but with C-Mac, Ayuk, Debo, George Kittle, I think offensively they're going to have too much, and defensively they're going to be able to limit a little bit of what the Cardinals be able to do, even though the Cardinals are at home. I got the 49ers winning. So to recap, I got the Packers, I got the Bears, I got the Bills, I got the Eagles, I got the Patriots, I got the Saints, I got the Giants, the Ravens, the Commanders, the Broncos, the Vikings, the Bengals, the Chargers, and the 49ers. I hope you guys have sat here and enjoyed. Please go look at previous content. I got so much on my YouTube. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I got new content coming. I got a lot of things I want to show you guys, and I'm just going to keep, producing what I can produce. I hope to see you guys again next week. You feel me?